What's going on, y'all? Your boy is back at it with another video, and man, I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a video. Probably it's only been about a week, but you know, I try to be on my upload game at least a few times a week so I can keep you guys updated. But as you guys can see, this video is a little bit different here. Got the Caddy in the back, man, and I'm loving this car so far. I've only actually been able to drive it one time, maybe twice, but it's been great, y'all. For the buy, I couldn't be happier with it. You know, it's not brand new, but it's, you know, 9-10 years newer than my truck. It has so many more bells and whistles, and it drives great. So 2002 Cadillac Escalade, sitting on some 26s, and these came with the car. My boy just threw them in. Actually, he doesn't have the original ones anymore. I really would like to actually have the original wheels. That way there's a little bit more meat on them, and if I ever wanted to tow long distance or something with these, I would have a little bit better ride, a little bit more stability with the stock wheels and tires versus these skinnies here. But you know, these actually don't look bad on this car, and I actually like them. I think the black accents the car. I don't think they're overly big, and you know, you still got a lot of wheel well room, and so I'm actually liking these on this particular setup. I think some look kind of weird, but I like these on this particular car. So the windows were already tinted. You know, it's not perfect, but you know, I can put my own little twist on it. What my buddy did, so I actually got this from a friend of mine that I went to high school with, and he kind of just bought it on a whim. He's a car guy too, and he just bought it on a whim, and you know, had it for like 9 months and figured, you know, I didn't really need an SUV. He's a single dad, you know, and he has his toys. You know, he has a Beamer, he has a Vita Bug, he has a Prius that he uses for his daily, and then he bought this. So, but yeah, good buy. I Carfaxed it and everything checked out great. He actually put the headlights on there, he put the grill on there, and then the front bumper is new. I guess the front bumper was damaged, so he replaced that. So the whole front end new. It does have some minor imperfections, has a ding here, has a dent here. I talked to my boy who's gonna do the body work on my Chevelle and asked him if he could do like a quick weekend job before I actually bring him to Chevelle, fix my hood, and then just repaint it, as it has some dings in it. And he said that he'd be open to doing that, and he'd just give me a price. So I'll probably have that done before I actually take the Chevelle to him. So, but yeah, I mean, this thing's nice. It's nice. It's I checked all underneath it, looks good, no major leaks, anything like that. I think it had a little bit of some oil kind of coming from in front, or right behind the oil pan. I'm not exactly sure if it's the oil pan or rear main seal, but we'll see. Another reason why I went with this particular car is because, as you guys know, I've built a couple LS motors, and I felt comfortable with buying it. That way, if anything majorly were to happen, I could deal with it myself. And you know, although I don't want that to happen, and I don't want to take this engine out for any reason, but I felt more comfortable with knowing the ins and outs of the motor. So, but let me take you back here. It has another imperfection here. So this is just surface, so I think I could take some rubbing compound or something like that and kind of get that out. So it's not through the paint or anything, so that's good. It also has an air ride or self-leveling system in the back. I'm not sure if it's working or not. When I looked under there, I saw like a hose that was disconnected, so I'm gonna have to attack that. What I might do is actually, hold on, let this car go by. What I might do is actually replace the rear springs in the back. So I might do that and put some airbag kind of helper bags in the back, so that way if I ever do towing or anything like that, it's kind of set up for that as well. So let's go ahead and peep the inside, then I'll show you guys the motor. So here's the front here. Door panels clean. A little bit of wear here, probably from people, you know, grabbing the handle and closing it. So it's actually like that on both sides. So I'll probably try to get some color matching dye or paint or something, kind of maybe touch that up. A little bit of wear here, but no major rips or tears. You know, that's kind of common from people getting in and out. What I'll probably do is get some type of cleaner, take a like a bristle brush or pad and really scrub it out and get in all these cracks and all that stuff to get all the dirt out. So that'll probably be like a springtime job or something, you know. So I do it to all the seats and the armrests and the seats in the back and all that, and I'll probably end up taking out the seats, and then that way I can kind of shampoo and carpet the floor and all that. So a lot of footage coming up on this, y'all, here in the upcoming months. What else? I mean, it pretty much has everything, you know, heated seats, heated rear seats, rear controls for all the climate controls, has a rear sensor. So instead of having a camera, I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me see. Try to zoom in, but I don't know if you guys can see right there where my finger is. So that is actually a sensor, a 3-light sensor, and what it does is when you back up, it actually starts beeping and it'll light up when you're close to something. The second light will light up when you're closer, and then the third light will go red, saying that you're fairly close to it. So I thought that was kind of cool. You know, it has that. Rear seats, if you guys can see, all in good condition. The seat belts are all like extended out, and I think they're jammed up. I don't know if you guys can see right there how it's actually kind of folded up in there, and I think they're stuck that way, so I'm probably gonna have to take off that panel and kind of like unfold them. That way they can retract and go back down. They're like that on both sides, and I don't know why. But what else, y'all? I mean, this thing has pretty much, I mean, everything probably a Cadillac Escalade should. I mean, I figure if you're buying an Escalade, you know, it probably should have all the bells and whistles. You know, it has a folding mirrors, rear wiper, fog lights, automatic lights, has a dome override, has steering wheel controls for the stereo, although the stereo is not stock. They put an aftermarket in, so the steering wheel controls aren't working right now. But cruise control works, has a tow haul button. These tend to kind of go out on a lot of Tahoes and Escalades and things like that, and there's a fix for that, but mine actually still works, so we good there. Has a CD changer, has a whole little diagnostic center or message center, whatever you call it. It kind of goes over, you know, your fuel pressure, and or not fuel pressure, but tire pressure, gas, how many more, you know, miles you have till E, things like that. Then, you know, your climate controls, OnStar, kind of all everything, you know, rear park aid, traction control. I mean, your basics. I mean, everything a Cadillac Escalade probably should have, it has. You know, garage controls, all that stuff. Ooh, I left the light on overnight. Then, you know, center console. This, it actually has a center, I don't know, like cell phone place or wallet holder or whatever, and it's all dirty in there. And then you open it up and it has another little cubby hole in there. So this was actually broke, and I actually just reopened it. Whoever had this before, not my buddy, because he said it never opened, but before him, actually Gorilla Glued this shut, and it wouldn't open. And if you press the button, it wouldn't open. I never knew why, but when it was closed, I could see like a little bit of like super glue or something right here on the corner. And when I noticed that, then I took like a little knife and I kind of edged it out. Then I had to pry it open, and then that's what I saw. So I don't know, y'all. Some people, I just don't get it. But anyways, so I'll probably figure out some way how to fix it, because it still works. It's just this tab broke off, so that's why. But I mean, Bose stereo, all that, we good. Let me take it to the back real quick. So back door panels is good. It's actually still set up for a stereo, so they left all the wiring in there. That's good. Again, rear controls, rear heated seats. That little light lens is missing, so I have to find one of those. Again, rear controls. I mean, seats in great shape, y'all. Great shape for an 02. I haven't even lowered this down yet. Let's look at this. Oh, kind of folds up and down, and this folds up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we in business. And then you got your third row. So Yeah, I mean, y'all, this is in good solid shape, y'all. Good solid shape. I am happy with it. Let's take it to the engine real quick so you guys can see where all the magic happens. So in this one, we got a 5.3, and I was cool with that. In order for me to get a 6.0 all-wheel drive, I would have had to pay a little bit more money, and I would have had to buy it used, and you know, coming from somewhere that I didn't know. And I was more comfortable with buying this one because it was from my friend. And one of the main reasons why I did opt to go with this one as well is look at the engine, y'all. Now what I talk about, like, look at the engine, is just look how clean it is. And not like clean as in like somebody cleaned it, but clean as in like there's definitely some dirt on it. It's definitely been used, but it has not been wiped down. And these are the kind of things that I particularly like look for when I'm buying a vehicle. Is, you know, if somebody cleaned the engine bay and it's totally wiped down and it's spotless and all that stuff, then more than likely there's probably some oil leaks and things like that and whatnot. But this is how it looks exactly under the car too. No rust, no major oil leaks. I mean, it has a little bit of sludge and a little grit and grime, you know, just from over time. I mean, it has 200,000 miles, but I mean, it's clean. And so that's what was one of the major selling points for me, was how clean it was. I mean, and it's just clean. I mean, everything works. The AC works, the heat works. My boy added this air intake. He also added, I guess it needed a new water pump and thermostat, so he replaced that. Also, I thought this was interesting. This is a drive-by-wire setup, so it has the electronic throttle. Foot pedal, so that's kind of been interesting to get used to. It has a built-in alarm. I'll have to kind of, or not built-in, but somebody added the alarm, so I kind of have to, you know, mess with that and see, you know, if that's going to still work, or I'm going to have to replace that. Again, it's set up for a stereo already. Somebody put that in. This battery is probably a little bit small for this, but I guess the battery was going bad on him, and he just kind of threw this battery in knowing that he was going to sell it. So I'll probably have to update the battery. Also too, and I don't know, this alternator came with the car, because it actually looks fairly or a little bit newer, but I know a lot of the trucks like Tahoe, Silverados, things like that, they come with the 105 amp alternator. And you can tell this is a bigger one just because how fat the case is. And then you see this black strip in between. If it was a 105 amp, this would be totally, the two silver parts of the case would be touching each other, and it wouldn't have this strip there. And just the size of it is a lot fatter. So I'm assuming that this is a 130 amp or a 140 amp alternator. Also, reason being is I just bought the same alternator in a Summit brand, and it wouldn't work on my Chevelle, so I swapped it and put it on my Caprice, and it fit like a glove. And I took that 105 amp off my Caprice and put it on my Chevelle, so that's a plus. And man, I mean, it's just, the engine's just clean. It runs good. It has a weird little kind of like idle deal where it kind of like idles like up and down a little bit at idle, and so that's kind of weird. And I don't know if it idles low, so I'm probably gonna have to get that kind of looked at. But other than that, shoot, man, this car is clean, y'all. So 2002 Escalade, aka known as Georgia, is her name. So my buddy named her Georgia, like a Georgia peach, and he names all his cars, so he had named this one Georgia. So, but yeah, so this is my new daily, y'all. 2002 Caddy Escalade, 200,000 miles. Came with the rims, came with a lot of extras, and be on the lookout for more footage on this coming in the upcoming months. Probably not anything soon, probably more like spring, summertime. Just throwing some little things at it here and there, getting it cleaned up and getting it ready to go so it can be a solid daily for me. All right, guys, you guys know what to do. Get in the comment section, let me know what you think about the new whip. And like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, y'all. happy holidays. Hope everybody's having a happy holiday. Get y'all shopping in, spend time with your loved ones, and we out of here. Deuces, peace out.